Every human being enters this world with potential. Yet history and everyday life repeatedly show us that only a small number of people ever fully realize it. And while society often explains this gap by pointing to intelligence, talent, privilege, or luck, the deeper truth is far less visible and far more powerful. The real difference lies in a deeply rooted belief system known as mindset, a quiet internal voice that constantly interprets experiences, assigns meaning to success and failure, and decides whether effort is worth giving at all. This voice operates silently in the background of the mind, shaping reactions, choices, and behaviors without asking for permission or drawing attention to itself. And because of that, most people live their entire lives unaware of how strongly it influences them. Mindset is not something dramatic or obvious. It does not announce itself during moments of decision. Instead, it whispers explanations, why something happened, what it says about who you are and what you should do next. When something goes wrong, mindset decides whether the experience is interpreted as a lesson or a verdict. When something feels difficult, mindset decides whether difficulty means growth or limitation. Over time, these interpretations become habits of thought, and those habits quietly shape the direction of a person's life. Two individuals can face the same obstacle, receive the same feedback, or experience the same failure, yet walk away with completely different outcomes. Not because one is smarter or more capable, but because their mindset assigns a different meaning to the experience. Some people experience failure and use it as fuel. They reflect, adjust, and return stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. Others experience the same failure and collapse under its weight, interpreting it as proof that they are not good enough, not smart enough, or simply not meant to succeed. The event itself is the same, but the meaning attached to it is entirely different. And meaning always determines behavior. When struggle is interpreted as evidence of limitation, avoidance feels logical. When struggle is interpreted as part of growth, persistence becomes possible. Over time, these small differences compound, turning short-term reactions into long-term outcomes that appear to confirm the original belief. At the heart of this divide is what psychologists call a fixed mindset, a belief system built on the assumption that abilities are permanent traits. In a fixed mindset, intelligence is something you either have or you don't. Talent is something you are born with, and personality is largely set in stone. Life, from this perspective, becomes a process of discovering what you are good at and avoiding situations that might expose what you are not. Success becomes proof of worth, while failure becomes evidence of deficiency. Every performance feels like a test, not of skill, but of identity, and because identity feels fragile, people naturally seek to protect it. In a fixed mindset, challenges feel threatening because they carry the risk of failure, and failure feels dangerous because it seems to reveal something permanent and negative about who you are. Mistakes feel like exposure rather than information. Criticism feels personal rather than helpful. As a result, many people operating from a fixed mindset avoid challenges, not because they lack ambition, but because they fear what failure might say about them. They may choose easier paths, delay starting tasks, make excuses, blame circumstances, or disengage when things become difficult. These behaviors are often misinterpreted as laziness or lack of discipline. But in reality, they are defensive strategies designed to protect a fragile sense of self. Ironically, the very behaviors meant to preserve self-esteem end up limiting growth. Avoiding challenges prevents skill development. Rejecting feedback blocks improvement. Fear of failure reduces resilience. Over time, this creates a self-fulfilling cycle where potential remains unrealized, not because it never existed, but because it was never tested. The person comes to believe they have reached their limit without ever having truly explored it. In contrast, a growth mindset offers a fundamentally different understanding of human ability. Rather than seeing intelligence and talent as fixed traits, It views them as qualities that can be developed through effort, strategy, learning, and time. This perspective does not deny natural differences between individuals, nor does it promise that everyone can achieve the same outcomes. But it recognizes a critical truth: improvement is always possible. Skills are built, confidence is earned, and ability evolves through engagement with challenge, not avoidance of it. In a growth mindset, struggle is no longer interpreted as evidence of inadequacy, but as a signal that learning is taking place. Failure becomes feedback rather than identity. Effort becomes an investment rather than a sign of weakness. Because self-worth is no longer tied to flawless performance, individuals with a growth mindset are able to face difficulty without losing belief in themselves. They still experience doubt, frustration, and disappointment, but these emotions do not stop them from continuing, because difficulty is expected, not feared. This shift in belief has profound effects on behavior. People with a growth mindset are more likely to take on challenges, persist through setbacks, seek feedback, and adjust their strategies when things are not working. They are not fearless, and nor are they immune to self-doubt, but they understand that doubt is not a stop sign, it is part of the process. Their sense of identity is rooted in improvement rather than perfection, allowing them to grow without feeling threatened by temporary failure. One of the most damaging myths in modern culture is the idea of natural talent as the primary driver of success. We celebrate prodigies, geniuses, and overnight success stories, often ignoring the years of effort, failure, adjustment, and persistence that lie behind meaningful achievement. What appears effortless from the outside is usually the result of countless unseen hours of practice. Talent may open the door to opportunity, but it is mindset that determines whether someone walks through that door and continues forward despite resistance. Without growth, even exceptional talent can stagnate. With growth, ordinary beginnings can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Effort, in this context, becomes the hidden multiplier of success. Yet, effort is often misunderstood, especially in environments that reward ease and natural ability. In a fixed mindset, effort feels embarrassing, as if trying hard is an admission of inadequacy. People may stop trying, not because they cannot succeed, but because trying threatens their self-image. In a growth mindset, effort is respected as the mechanism through which progress is made. It is understood as an investment that compounds over time, gradually building skill, confidence, and resilience. This difference in how effort is perceived shapes behavior across all areas of life. In education, a fixed mindset discourages curiosity and risk-taking, leading students to choose easier tasks in order to protect their image. A growth mindset encourages learning, allowing students to ask questions, accept correction, and improve without fear of appearing unintelligent. When learners understand that intelligence can grow, they persist longer, recover faster from setbacks, and engage more deeply with the learning process. In careers and business, mindset separates those who cling to certainty from those who adapt. The modern world changes rapidly, rewarding individuals who are willing to learn, evolve, and acquire new skills. Fixed mindset professionals may resist feedback, avoid unfamiliar responsibilities, or feel threatened by change, while growth mindset professionals view change as an opportunity to expand their capabilities. Leaders with a growth mindset create environments where people feel safe to experiment, learn, and improve, while leaders driven by a fixed mindset often demand perfection, creating fear instead of progress. Mindset also plays a powerful role in relationships. A fixed mindset can lead people to believe that compatibility, communication, or emotional intelligence are fixed traits, causing them to interpret conflict as evidence that something is fundamentally wrong. A growth mindset recognizes that relationships evolve, that people change, and that conflict can be a source of understanding rather than separation. This perspective allows individuals to approach relationships with patience, curiosity, and resilience, strengthening connection rather than weakening it. Ultimately, a growth mindset is not a one-time decision, or a motivational slogan. It is a daily practice, built moment by moment through small shifts in perception and self-talk. It appears when someone replaces, "I can't do this" with "I can't do this yet," when curiosity replaces judgment, when progress matters more than perfection, and when learning becomes more important than proving. Growth mindset does not promise easy success or eliminate struggle, but it transforms the meaning of struggle, turning it from a barrier into a pathway. The moment you change how you interpret difficulty is the moment difficulty changes its role in your life. When struggle is no longer proof of limitation, but evidence of growth, persistence becomes possible. And over time, that persistence reshapes identity, not by proving who you are, but by revealing who you are capable of becoming.